Hello there, I'm your host Nicholas Brotherhood, and today we'll be talking about a very serious case.
Hi, my name is Robert Blanchard, and I'm here today to share with you some background information on a crime that was committed in our country by a young man named Luigi Mangione. Luigi was born May 6, 1998. He was born in Townsend, Maryland, and he was raised up by a wealthy Italian family who built multiple successful businesses in the Baltimore area, such as several real estate properties, country clubs, nursing homes, etc. Luigi attended Gilman School, which is a private all-boys institution, and was voted valedictorian by his class. After that, Luigi went on to the University of Pennsylvania, where he received a master's degree in computer science. So with all that being said, young man, wealthy family, valedictorian, master's in computer science, Luigi turns around and gets charged with killing Brian Thompson, the CEO of United Healthcare. That incident took place on December 4th, 2024. Luigi has seen Brian Thompson leaving his Hilton Hotel in Manhattan, New York, Midtown Manhattan, on his way to a presentation. Luigi walks up behind him and shoots him in cold blood on the street. The FBI released a statement saying that Luigi stalked and planned this attack for months, tracked his movements. So this was not a random attack. This was a strategic hit. So 5 days later, on December 9th, 2024, Luigi was found and arrested in a McDonald's restaurant after what was essentially a 5-day nationwide hunt. Many Americans are saying this is Luigi's sick way of protesting insurance companies for policies that he didn't agree with. Bullet casings on the scene, written on them, said deny, delay, and depose. This is a spin-off of common insurance tactics. Their motto is deny, delay, and defend. This case sparked debate in our country on how public perception influences trials, juries, and media coverage. The public perception debate, meaning he was a young man, a good-looking, educated, and because of that status, Americans just hopped on his side, and there was merchandise saying "Free Luigi," things of that nature. And again, he was charged with killing the CEO, Brian Thompson. Cold blood, murder, and Americans were on his side, which was a sad time in our country because it shows the power of social media's influence. And another debate during that case was how motive and ideology enters criminal cases, on where's the line between terrorism and murder. So, quick summary. Luigi Mangione, young man charged with killing Brian Thompson, the CEO of United Healthcare in Midtown Manhattan on December 4th, 2024.
Thank you for that, Robert. Now, we have obtained actual footage of the shooting of Brian Thompson. As a disclaimer, this footage may be potentially triggering for some viewers at home. You have been warned. Now, continuing the reporting of this ongoing case is Andrea Cabrera, here to provide us with some more information and delve into the deeper analysis and potential legal ramifications of this case.
Hello everyone. Today I'll be analyzing the Luigi Mangione case and exploring its impact not only as a singular criminal event, but as a reflection of societal issues as a whole, legal challenges, and the growing influence of media on public perception of crime. To begin, Luigi Mangione was involved in a controversial case that quickly captured public attention due to its disturbing nature and the legal questions it raised. What made this case especially significant was not just the crime itself, but the way in which it was framed in media. Headlines focused heavily on Mangione's background, personality, and alleged motives, turning the case into a narrative rather than an investigation. This media framing shaped public opinion before the legal process had fully unfolded, creating a climate where emotional reaction overshadowed due process. The Mangione case occurred during a time when violent crimes were increasingly dramatized by news outlets and social media. This timing is important because it contributed to public anxiety around safety and justice, leading many to call for harsher penalties and more aggressive law enforcement tactics. In many ways, Mangione became a symbol of a larger societal concern, the fear that violent offenders could exploit legal technicalities or claim mental instability to avoid responsibility. The public's outrage was not just directed at the individual, but at the justice system itself, which many felt was failing to protect society. Additionally, the case highlighted how the portrayal of crime in the media can create moral panic. When sensationalized, cases like Mangione's encourage viewers to generalize a single incident into a broader societal crisis. This often leads to public pressure on lawmakers to respond quickly, sometimes resulting in policies that are emotionally driven rather than evidence-based. The Mangione case therefore became more than just a crime story. It became a political tool. One of the most important aspects of the Mangione case was the legal debate around mental health defenses. Mangone's legal team raised questions about his mental capability at the time of the crime, which sparked national debate. Historically, the use of insanity pleas has been rare and often misunderstood. In this case, the intense media coverage heavily influenced public perception, leading many to believe that the defense was simply a strategy to avoid punishment rather than a legitimate legal argument. The case also echoed earlier landmark cases that addressed criminal responsibility and mental capacity. Courts were forced to evaluate not just the actions of the defendant, but his state of mind, ultimately influencing jury decisions and promoting calls for clear legal frameworks regarding physiological evaluations. The Mangione case reinforced the importance of forensic psychology and raised questions about the line between criminal intent and physiological impairment. In response to cases like this, many legal experts have proposed reforms aimed at increasing the transparency and fairness of the judicial process. One proposed reform is the regulation of media coverage during active trials. Courts could impose stricter guidelines on what information can be shared before a verdict is reached in order to protect the integrity of the legal process. Another proposed reform involves improving the standards for mental health evaluation used in court, ensuring they are based on constant scientific methods rather than subjective interpretations. Additionally, the Mangione case was contributed to discussions around sentencing reform. Some reform advocates argue that the justice system should focus more on rehabilitation and physiological treatment for certain offenders, while others believe that harsher sentencing is necessary to deter violent crime. The case essentially reignited the debate between restorative restorative justice and corrective justice. In summary, the Luigi Mangione case was not just a criminal trial. It was a moment that exposed deeper tensions within our legal system and our society. It demonstrated how media framing can influence public opinion, shaped legal conversations around mental health, and inspired ongoing discussions about justice reform. Cases like this remind us that crime cannot be examined in isolation. Each case reflects broader political, societal, and physiological realities that demand our attention, not only as students of criminal justice, but as active members of society who shape the future of the legal system. Thank you.
Now, continuing the reporting of this ongoing case is Andrea Cabrera, here to provide us with some more information and delve into the deeper analysis and potential legal ramifications of this case.
Hello, my name is Shenika Brutus, and I just witnessed the most horrifying thing in my life ever. I just witnessed the murder of the United Healthcare CEO, Brian Thompson. I am left shaken, frightened, scared. I don't have not one word to really describe how I feel right now. I just know that I don't feel right. I witnessed the murder. It happened so fast. I heard a loud boom, and everything just happened. Everyone ran, so much chaos, and it happened in broad daylight. I can't believe something like this happened right in front of me. What happened today was very tragic, and I pray his family gets justice. I'm not sure Luigi was the one who did it. Everything happened so fast. I didn't get to see the face of the person who did it. I truly hope they find the person behind this. If the person is proven guilty, then they should be held accountable. A man lost his wife, a child lost their father, a father lost their son, and a wife lost her husband. Finding out the victim was the United Healthcare CEO changes everything. At first, I thought it was a random victim or a random person. I didn't expect it to be a healthcare CEO, the United Healthcare CEO. Knowing that it is the United Healthcare CEO who did get murdered, it makes me see it as, oh, it's a sign of rebellion, a sign of protest, it's a cause. I'm not saying that I agree with him getting murdered, but what I will say is that I see the point behind it. Healthcare and health insurance has been a big thing in America. Many people, specifically in the low and middle class, aren't able to afford healthcare or health insurance. There are so many people outside in this world who need to go see the doctor, who needs health insurance, who needs to go to the dentist, but can't afford it and don't have access to any health care. America is made to keep the poor poor and the rich rich. And with the CEO, I see why he got murdered, but I'm not saying it's right. Yes, Luigi probably murdered, Luigi allegedly murdered him because of how the health system in the United States is trash. But it was not the right way to go about it. We could have protested, walked the streets, have a campaign, do all types of other stuff. But murdering him wasn't the right thing, wasn't the right call. Although there are many innocent people who've been killed. Yes, I said killed. Due to not having health insurance or health care. Many people had to get off of life support due to not having the money to keep them on. Many people aren't able to go to the hospital due to not having the proper health care. There are many people, homeless people in the streets. You'll drive around the streets, you'll see them. I seen this lady a couple days ago. One of her foot was bigger than the other, and I never seen something like this in my life. If the United States had the proper health care, she wouldn't have been in that predicament. She wouldn't be in the streets with one leg being so swollen and big. She wouldn't be in that predicament if the health system in the United States was better. So I see Luigi's point in murdering the CEO, but it still hasn't changed anything. Although the CEO is dead, nothing changes. We still have to pay hospital bills. We still have to get pay health insurance. We still can't afford to go to the hospital, the dentist, nothing. So murdering him didn't do nothing but bring somebody else in his position. Nothing changes.
Thank you, Shenika, and I'm sorry you had to relive that traumatic experience. Truly, this case is important, not just for Luigi, but for the people and the entire justice system itself. For now, we don't know if Luigi Mangione was truly the man responsible for Brian Thompson's death, or if whether the real perpetrator escaped and Luigi was simply at the wrong place at the wrong time. For now, all we know is that a man is dead, and that it changed nothing, but his death affected many. This issue has many different perspectives on it, but it's important that we continue investigating till we find the truth. For now, this is all we know, but as we learn more, we'll make sure you stay informed as well. Thank you for watching and stay tuned.